Namaste and welcome to Om Shanti Yoga's video channel, and this is the conclusion of our mini-series on yoga after brain tumor surgery. It's week 6 and I decided to make this video to first of all tell you where I'm at today, about 5.5 weeks after brain tumor surgery, and I also wanted to talk about some of the comments I received and some of the things I did before brain tumor surgery and some of the things I did after in recovery where I have not yet talked about maybe. But before I get into this, I really wanted to say one more time a heartfelt thank you for all the support I've received so far from friends near and far, from those of you who have read about my story on Facebook, from those of you who have seen the videos on this channel, and from those who have just reached out and wanted to wish me a good recovery and just showed that they cared. So heartfelt thank you to all of you. I've also received a fair amount of not so nice comments on Facebook and from random people reaching out to me. Some of the criticisms I received are valid, but there's a reason why I did certain things I did. So I just wanted to address some of them. One of the feedbacks I received was that my yoga videos were just not good quality. And I realized that. Not for all, the sound quality is great. You see a lot of clutter in the background. But you know what? When I started this, it was more important to me to get the video out than to sit down and research how to do a proper video, to research what microphone to buy and all of these things. I just had only so much energy after my brain tumor surgery. And I'm a big believer in, if you want to do something, start where you are, do what you can and work with what you have. And that's exactly what I did. I've also received criticism for being raw and honest. For example, for not combing my hair over, for showing my scar. One of the feedbacks was that this might be triggering to people. If this is triggering to you, just don't watch it. But I thought it was real and important to show you how I'm feeling and what my scar looks like. And just because, take a look at it today, the last scabs are almost off. It is still painful, it is still itchy. I'm still struggling with a lot of things. Another criticisms I received was that I shouldn't do this as a yoga teacher. And I realized that this is not the perfect yoga video. And a lot of the poses I did at the beginning were maybe not perfect, but it was the truth. That's where I was at. I've also received criticism for sitting here in not proper yoga clothes. But you know what? Yoga doesn't depend on what kind of clothes you're wearing. It depends on that you're comfortable with yourself. You don't have to wear the matching leggings and t-shirt and bras when you go to yoga studio or when you practice yoga at home. It doesn't matter. Wear what you want, sit how you want, do what you can. I've also received criticism for just being myself. I mean, I lost focus in some of the videos. I had to look at notes just because of where I was at. And if that makes me not a good yoga teacher, and some people think that, so be it. It really doesn't matter that much to me. I've also received a lot of good feedback on how these meditations and the yoga practices are helpful. And that's why I did this video. So it was more important for me to be authentic and not edit the yoga videos to show you exactly where I was at. Because for those of you who are struggling with something like I did, or who underwent major surgery, it's just a reality. And I think there's, for me, no point in putting the perfect yoga video out so to show people what to do. And then they can't relate to it, what I'm going through. As I said at the beginning, I did this to document my recovery, but also to provide some inspiration. How can you provide inspiration for somebody if you're not showing authentically where you're at and where you are? So those of you who don't like these videos because they think they're unprofessional and I'm not a good yoga teacher, just move on. I know there are a lot of people out there for whom these were helpful. So maybe a quick word where I'm at today. So I've made a really tremendous progress. If I look at where I thought and where others thought and where my medical team thought I would be in week 5 or 6, I'm way past that. I have now attended 3 yoga classes, 1 outside, 2 in the studio, and big news, on Thursday this week, just a couple of days ago, I actually taught my first class outside where I normally teach, and it went great. It went really great. And I'm proud of that. Was it perfect? Probably not, but you know what? I'm not perfect. I'm also still struggling with staying focused. Fatigue is a big issue. I wear very easily out. After teaching that yoga class, I was pretty much done for the day, and I can still feel it today. Balance is still a struggle. Sleep is a struggle. I've had headaches over the last couple of days, and my scar is just a little itchy and hurts at times a little bit. But you know what? That's all okay, because I'm doing really exceptionally well. So in terms of my own yoga meditation practices, I'm pretty much where a gentle practice or an intermediate flow would be. And I will start maybe from next week to post a couple of more videos on our regular channel outside of this playlist. Just inspire you to continue practicing yoga, meditation, and other things. One more thing I wanted to share with you today, which has been a key tool for me, is right behind me here, that blue poster. And credit for this poster goes to my best friend and business partner, Mindy, as well as Joanne. They came up with this idea, and you can probably not read it, but I wanted to share it with you because it has been a really good tool for me. It has basically 3 columns, and in the first column on the left side, we started immediately after I left the hospital to come up with a daily plan. We call it a recipe for a good day. And it includes things like getting up, drinking water with apple cider vinegar because I was terribly constipated. It includes things I wanted to do during the day. And I'm just going to highlight a couple of these things that I did during the first weeks that have been extremely helpful, and it gave me structure throughout the day. So get up, move your body, very important. Sit down, write a gratitude list, what I'm grateful for. Make time for rest, make time for naps, make time for creative things to do. This could be a puzzle, this could be a little bit of an art project, it could be playing music, anything. It includes moving the body and strengthening the body, so going for walks, yoga, physical therapy, and other exercises I did during the day to stay active, to the extent I was able to during those weeks. Of course, eat healthy food, and just listening to my body in general. Also, basic things like making coffee, learning basic daily things to do. That's basically column 1. Column 2 in the middle is achievements, and I think that's a really big one if you're recovering from something traumatic, physically or mentally. So keeping track of achievements that might be big or might be small. I'm just going to again highlight a couple of things for you. So at the beginning, it was an achievement to be able to shower, to dress myself, to go to the kitchen and get myself a glass of water or a snack, learning how to use the microwave or the stove. All of these little daily tasks. If there was something that I was able to achieve, that was something I was struggling with before or was not able to do, I put it on the list here. And then obviously there are the bigger achievements, right? Making it to the beach in the morning, watching the sunrise, going to a yoga class, going to a restaurant with my good friend to have lunch, meeting people. There's also things like starting yoga videos, right? Or going to a store. Big things and small things. It really doesn't matter whether it's a big thing or small thing, but I think it's really important to celebrate those achievements that are meaningful to you. And the last column here are the lessons that I learned through this, because this has been quite a journey, and I wanted to make sure that I capture the lessons that are important for me and I don't forget them. And again, lessons might be different for you than for me, but I think again, this is an opportunity to learn and to grow, and I want to use it as such. So just a little bit of inspiration, what you could do, come up with a recipe for a good day, celebrate your achievements, and don't forget the lessons. And at some point, I may talk about a little bit more of what the lessons were and what I learned through this, but I thought this was, again, a key tool I wanted to share with you. Some other people have also asked me, what have you done beforehand? And I think that is a great question, and I will not go into a lot of detail today, but I did a lot of work, and really a lot of work before getting into the surgery. And not everybody is as blessed as I was to have time to do this. But especially for the last half year before surgery, I paid attention to a handful of things that got me ready, body, mind, soul, to be completely ready for this surgery. And in terms of the body, nutrition was very important for me, fine-tuning my diet, getting all the nutrients in that I need, and just getting my physical system to work optimally. And a big help for that has been Dr. Safite, Dr. Lucian Safite at Natural Health and Wellness. She has a degree in Western medicine as well as Eastern medicine, and she's a nutrition coach as well as an acupuncture specialist. I actually don't know how you say that and what the real title is, but she's a really good acupuncture specialist. And I visited her about twice a week for 6 months, and it has really, really made a difference. Not just a difference in getting my body in good shape, but it has also tremendously helped me with my symptoms. And what she did besides acupuncture was she sent me to regular blood work. She prescribed supplements, vitamins, supplements, but also Chinese herbs. And there was a true difference in terms of how I felt. I noticed it specifically in one stance, in one stance where I couldn't go for a few weeks and I didn't have the supplements. And this were exactly the weeks where I didn't sleep well, where my seizures started to get worse, and where I just didn't feel very good. So I really give her a lot of credit to get my body ready. It took me a lot of discipline, taking the supplements, dialing my nutrition in terms of all of the things that she said. But I really feel physically my body was in very good shape. The other thing I want to mention in terms of getting the body and the mind in shape was obviously my yoga practice. And I want to give huge thanks to Anilda. I've mentioned her a lot in terms of the meditations, but she worked with me pretty much once a week for more than 6 months. And the practices that she has taught me have not just gotten my body into shape, and there were a couple of really good exercises, for example, unfolding the energy, getting calmness and stillness into the body, calming the thoughts. And I haven't even started to share all of the other practices and exercises, but that has been very, very instrumental, I feel. And it was not just about the body, it was also about the mind. And especially the meditations and practices that she shared with me has really helped deepening my own meditation practice. I started meditating quite a while ago, but I really used the last 6 months before surgery to deepen that meditation, to find that calm and peaceful center. And I give her and those practices a lot of credit that I was able to walk into the surgery basically without any anxiety and without any fear. I know this sounds surreal, and it's still surreal to me, but I've mentioned it before. Even on the morning when I arrived at the hospital and I was wheeled into the operation room, there was no anxiety, there was no fear. And if you look a little bit about at the science behind everything, if your body is in a calm center, if your nervous system is not acting up, if you're not in fight or flight, if you're not anxious, if you're not fearful, your body can heal itself. All of these things that put you into fear, into anxiety, actually increase adrenaline, they increase inflammation in your body, and just don't allow yourself to heal that quickly. There's also a really good book that I read before. It is called, where is it now? Prepare for Surgery, Heal Faster. It is this book by Peggy Huddleston. It is not a complicated book, and in essence what it says is make sure you get into a mental space where you're at peace with the situation and you're prepared. It gives a lot of good exercises, a lot of things that are easily attainable for everybody, but it needs practice. So these are probably the main things. I've also had the luxury to have wonderful people around me who just help me during weeks that may have been a little bit challenging and not so challenging. So having a support team around you that knows you very well and can help you was really, really important. So I really want to give a lot of credit to those people, but the main credit really goes to the yoga practice. And when I say yoga practice, it really encompasses not just the postures, but really all of the practices, starting with the yamas and niyamas, the moral code, including things like acceptance, like non-violence, surrender to what is, and discipline, for example, tapas. It took me a lot of discipline before surgery to do all of these things and get ready, but a well-rounded yoga practice that encompasses all of these things, breath work, meditation, the moral tenets, how you treat others, how you treat yourself, being able to focus, being able to withdraw your senses from things that are bothering you, and finding that bliss, finding that center in you, has been really instrumental. And just if you look at me today, I don't want to use the word miracle, but I really think it was the yoga practice in its holistic way, along with all the other things that I did, that got me into good shape before surgery and after surgery. There's a lot more to say to that, and I make it very simple, but it's really something to look into. And I wish that for those at least who have time to prepare before surgery, there were more resources available to talk about this and what really are the things that you can do in addition to just what the medical team tells you to get ready for something big like that. So I want to conclude this video series with a big thanks. Thank you for all of those who have supported me. Also thanks to those of you who have given me constructive feedback. I will certainly continue to post more videos on this channel, yoga videos, meditation videos, maybe short talks. Let me know what you would like to hear. And I would also like you to consider, if you are going through something, reach out to me, either through this channel. You can also find our website at www.omshanti.yoga, AUMSHANTY.yoga. Wow, that was hard to spell. Or find us on Facebook at Om Shanti Yoga 1111, or find me, Ursula Bohm, and reach out to me. If you have any questions about the videos that I've posted here, about me preparing for surgery, or what I did afterwards, or any regular question about what you've heard here, please feel free to reach out. This practice has given a lot to me, and it means a lot to me to be able to share this with you, and in the hope that some people can gain some inspiration, strength, some knowledge, and some hope from that. Okay? So with that, I will conclude the mini-series here. Again, thank you to you all. Namaste.